Hello everyone. Today I'll be walking you through a Django web application which I have built that integrates Google Auth, Google Drive, and WebSocket for real-time chat. So this is where I have deployed the web application. That is Render. It is a great tool, and as you can see, my last deployment, which was 6:30 p.m. So about this project, I will tell you how to create a secure authentication flow and connect your Google Drive for file operations for uploading the files in real time to your Google Drive. And also with WebSockets, I will tell you about how user can chat in real time uh, with uh, with channels. Okay, so let me show you the key components and how they will work together. So let me just get to the code. So basically, for our code, there are three key components. Uh, we can also go to read file. So that is, the first is Google authentication. The second is Google Drive integration, and third is WebSockets for real-time chat functionality. So I have deployed the application on Render as I already told you. All the code is available in my GitHub repo with the detailed documentation, and this is my README file. As you can see, I have the technology used is Django itself. SQLite is the database which we have used. Deployment on Django again, Render. Uh, in WebSockets, definitely without Django channels, we can't use WebSockets. And for file management, Google Drive API and Google Preaker API. And for authentication and for callback, we have used Google Auth 2. And the prerequisites are we need Python, Django, and Cloud Platform. So you can clone my repo through here. And I will give you all the files in my GitHub, in my YouTube video description. And these are all the Google endpoints, API endpoints, which we are going to see through testing. Okay. Now moving back to the main codes, and also we will be okay. So this is where, as you can see, I have created services of API. We can go in libraries. From here, we can search whatever the library we want to use. And in credentials, as you can see, I have created Django Auth. From here, you have to take the client ID and the secret ID, which we have to paste in the settings.py, or like me, you have to create an .env file. From there, you can upload it in settings like this. You have to load the .env file, and then with the help of get.env function, you can create the file. So this is our settings.py. I mean, for now, the debug is true, and this is the code where we have uploaded our uh, project right now on Render. These are the installed apps, channels, or test, which is our main app, and assignment, which is our main project, where the all the codes are. And this is the temp. So here, as we know, this Django View code, this will interact with Google Drive, which will allow us to upload list and download files from the Google Drive account. It also includes session debugging. I can just show you the whole code. So first here I have created a Google login function. What are the prerequisites that we need from the Google after login? That is the client ID, the response, uh, and the access type. Okay, so after the login, it will redirect here. And just the second part was about the Google callback function. And I was talking about Drive. Here comes the main part because here we need to handle file uploads to the drive. We are going to check for an access token. Then we are going to send the request to the Google Drive uh, with the file metadata and uh, the file content. If the file uh, if the file is uploaded successfully, it returns a success message, and if not, it will give us an error message. as you can see. And the same function I have used, the access token one, for the list files. It will list files from the user's drive, fetches files like a name, type, size, and uh, link. From there too, we can see the file, and it supports both API requests. For right now, I have used only the JSON request, but also, okay, for right now, I only use the JSON request and also the HTML code. But if the access token is expired, it will attempt us to go to refresh again. And as you can see, the file list which I have created here in templates, it will redirect us to there. Okay, so after this, we have our download file. Okay, so again the same function access token. If the access token is there, it will give us the JSON response. If the access token is not valid, that it is not authenticated. If the access token is valid, it will again from the fetch from the browse, it will ask us to browse the file which we want, and from there we can select the file, we can download it, and thus the download function is complete. First, it retrieves the again. It function is to retrieve the file metadata, the name type. Then it downloads the file and serves it in the HTTP response for the user. And last but not least, I have created a debug function. It is used to check the session data. It displays the session keys, access tokens, and the other stored information. As you can see, I have created a full access token and a token preview. The token preview will just get the gist of what the access token is, and the full access token will give us the full access token, which we can use in our API endpoints in the postman to see if the API endpoints are working or not. And a pickup from the drive, again, the same, and the refresh token, which we use for refreshing the token. And the pickup from the drive, as it we can say it renders a Google Drive picker page to select. Again, it acts like Google Drive only, but it helps us to pick a file individually, or we can say select file uh, visually. Uh, it requires Google API credentials from Django settings, so which we will be giving here as I will create a .env file from that we are using here. And thus, this was the main part for about our authentication and the task two, which was listing the files and downloading and uploading the files in the Google Drive. And the third, which we have created about web sockets. Let me, as you can see, I already created this particular user for my uh, which I have already given some access to it. There are 5 services, so mostly all the services will be covered. So I can browse my file from here. As you can see, it is connected to Google Drive. So this is where I will using my download. So for example, I am using Neobias. If I click on download here, as you can see, the file is downloaded. And when I go to list my files, I will see all my files. And now coming to the upload part. Uh, Let us select an upload it to the drive. As you can see, my file is uploaded, and in real time it is showing it here. And after that, we will go to the chat. This is where we will be using our Django web sockets. Mm, great. For now, after completing the task one and task two, which was our uh, authentication on Google Translation, now we'll be coming back to our WebSocket integration. So, what are WebSockets? So, WebSockets is a real-time communication protocol that helps us to provide we call the connection between the client and the server. But unlike HTTP, which follows the response response model, is for request response model, this one allows both the client and the server to send message anytime. Um, so, as you can see, the main code here, the consumer in the Django channel works like a Django view, but for WebSockets. So, and another is routing.py. It is similar to Django URLs, but we find WebSocket routes in routing.py. And the third one, which we have here is ASGI. Uh, Django normally uses this one, WSGI, for synchronous request, but for WebSockets we use ASGI instead. So we are Django uses a default ASGI, but I have modified it to my applications, Django channels, which I needed. So how it works is uh, client creates a request, WebSocket connection via routing, and ASGI process the connection using my Django channels. And in my consumer.py, it handles the messages. As you can see, I have created the connect function. I have created a room name and group name. So the first one, that is the connect function. The connect function automatically is called when the new WebSocket request is received. That is, it sends an initial message while confirming a request. And the next we come to is receive function. And the receive function, it is triggered when the client sends a message over the WebSockets. It converts the JSON string from the client into a Python dictionary, and it extracts the message and responds back to the client. And in what we call the disconnect, the disconnect is called when the WebSocket connection is closed, or for example, when the connection is not being able to reach properly. It just prints a log message, uh, and thus this is the main code for consumer.py. The again, I will tell you the client connects and runs the second receive function. The receive function it processes and responses. The client and the disconnect function handles the cleanup. So as we have seen the code for our consumer.py, that is WebSocket. Now let us go for a little tutorial. So I have already created the two users, which I will not have given the access to through Google Cloud Console. And for example, this is my user two. I'm sending hi from here, and this is my user. Hello, how are you? As you can see, it is working in real time. So this is how the WebSocket chat works. Now for API test points, let us go to all which I have already explained you in my use.py, that I will give access preview, token preview. That is a little bit of the token. But for our endpoints to be checked through post API, we have to use the access token. So from here, let us take down upload. So we just use our access token, and we will delete this file. We will new file from our local machine. And which one will be any open download, send it here. As you can see, the file is uploaded successfully. Similarly, I have created the endpoints for login and for callback and for list file drives. Similarly, we are just going to give access token, and then we will print our access token. And the same goes for download also. So for download, we have to select the file from the access token. Let us see if it works or not. It might be not. Yes, it will give us the HTML preview because The download it directly goes to the HTML. So instead of access token, we have to also give the file here, that here will be the file and the file access, or the file which is already there. So that is how it will work. And for the chat page, similarly, we have to give the access tokens. So this is how the all